Caleb hit a double today. I'm in a great mood. I'm Chris. That's Tyler. Tyler, what is your Cleveland sports Mount Rushmore?
Whoa.
I'm not playing with you today, dude.
Whoa. You just sprung that on me out of nowhere.
I've been sitting on that all day. Because I don't want a calculated answer. I want the emotional. Give me your four and explain. It doesn't have to be the four best, but who is Tyler McCormick's Mount Rushmore of Cleveland?
I mean, it's so hard because, like, all right, LeBron, Jim Brown, probably Bernie Kosar, and Jose Ramirez.
Okay, that's good. I was curious. The reason I wanted to spring it on you because and I wanted to pick it apart a little bit. I was curious if you would have two Browns on there because in my head initially I thought about two Browns, but I also thought to myself, why would I give the Browns the benefit of having two people on my Mount Rushmore, given that the joke of a franchise that they've been?
Well, here's the thing: is like you can't. There is no Browns player of current, like in the last since they returned. Bernie Kosar is one of the most beloved people in the city of Cleveland.
So in my head, I went Joe Thomas over Bernie, but also I am younger than you.
Bernie Kosar like took the Browns to like the AFC Championship game like 3 times.
Yeah, John Elway and him. I don't know.
So like to me, unfortunately, like Joe Thomas is a left tackle. It's just the truth of the matter.
Hate to break it to you.
Jim Brown is, Jim Brown.
Yeah.
People like old people say that he's the greatest football player of all time. That's just like the, like grandparents, people that watched him play. And then obviously LeBron is, won a championship and, he is who he is. And then I tried to think of like a guardian and like, I think Jose Ramirez is going to be the greatest guardian of all time. And
I wanted to open it up to that. I wanted to let you have that.
Because in the next 2.5 to 4.5 seasons, he's going to become the all-time leader in games, homers, hits, doubles, runs, RBIs, and he'll be second in stolen bases.
Agreed.
And he's probably going to retire a guardian as well.
I would hope so, or else something went drastically wrong.
So
now, if I asked you, okay, forget not just Cleveland, open it up to all of Ohio, what does your Mount Rushmore look like?
All of Ohio?
Mm-hmm.
Does that include like Ohio State too?
Yeah, that's honestly who I wanted to include. Like, how much does that change your Mount Rushmore, and how many spots on your Mount Rushmore does Ohio State get, or do they just get one?
Oh man, I don't even know how you would go about Ohio State, to be honest with you, because like
mine is Troy Smith.
I mean, that's who I would go to. Like my go-to answer would be Troy Smith, but you also have to think about like
Archie Griffin,
Woody Hayes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Woody Hayes kind of put this whole thing in motion. Like this whole, we're going on like
I leave coaches off my Mount Rushmores.
Yeah, you could. I mean, if you weren't going to say, you're going to say no coaches, like Archie Griffin has a very big claim to that Mount Rushmore.
Yes. And do you know why? And do you know why I go Troy Smith over Archie Griffin? Because Troy Smith made it cool to be the quarterback at Ohio State, and he was the domino that changed Ohio State's trajectory forever. Archie, I don't think did that. Archie was great. Archie was awesome. But the domino effect from Troy Smith made it so cool to be without Troy Smith, you don't get Braxton Miller, you don't get Terrell Pryor, you don't get Justin Fields, you don't get Dwayne Haskins, you don't get CJ Stroud because like he was the domino. And so I know a lot of people think like, okay, like accolades Mount Rushmore. My Mount Rushmore is what was your lasting impact, and do I still feel you now that you've left, and I still feel Troy? Pause.
Yeah, I mean, you can make that argument. I'd probably, for the sake of,
and that's my personal preference. I think that's Chris Drew's personal preference on this fine Thursday or Friday.
I just feel like I'd probably go Archie.
Okay.
Over Bernie. Bernie's out.
Bye, Bernie.
I put Bernie out and Archie in.
Okay.
But if you had to go like, I don't know, 9, even 80s on, I mean, Troy's in, Joe Thomas is in, and that's how I would probably do it. So
there we go. There we have
No,
it.
I mean, that was heavy, man. What the hell?
Dude, what the hell? Dude, I was sitting on that one, Tyler, like sitting on it. You feel me? Yeah. The Browns, dude, just two things. Do you think the way that OTAs are covered is at all good for the Cleveland Browns? Do you think it creates more drama, or do you think it holds people accountable so you can't pick favorites?
Well, I think I don't have a problem with the way it's covered, to be honest with you, because one, it shows us in Cleveland sports media, of the prominent media people in Cleveland sports, where they all lay.
Yeah.
It's forcing them to draw a line in the sand so that people like you and me can hold them accountable. Two, if it's all true, it's very easy to see, like, it's now the fans get a chance to hold the organization accountable. Because if this is all true, Kenny Pickett stinks.
Yeah, and let me give context for those who may not have seen it, because I do know we have a little bit of an audience outside of Twitter. ESPN Cleveland sent their whole team basically to OTAs, and they just want to see how guys look during the move-it periods. Here are the stats as of the 5th, or excuse me, the 28th, 5/28/2025. Joe Flacco, 9 for 14 with 1 touchdown. Shedeur Sanders, 7 for 9, but with 3 touchdowns. Kenny Pickett, 9 for 16, the only quarterback with no touchdowns. Dylan Gabriel, 11 for 16, so the most attempts, tied with Kenny Pickett, had 2 touchdowns, but the only quarterback with an interception. So obviously these are just stats.
I've seen video of the interception, and guess what it was? It was a ball that got tipped at the line. Color me shocked.
That's got to be awful, man. Like, if he's going to throw a pick, at least let it just be one that doesn't get tipped, right? Like, if you're Dylan Gabriel, you would rather throw... Here we go. If you were Dylan Gabriel, would you rather throw a pick that got tipped or one that didn't get tipped?
I mean, if I'm 5'9", and there's a narrative out there that I'm short, I don't want it to be tipped at the line.
Yeah, but at least, like, if it's not tipped at the line, it's like, oh, I made a bad read and a bad throw. But if it's tipped at the line, oh, I made a good read, and it would have been a good throw, but it got tipped. I just don't know what's worse.
Oh, none of it's great.
No, none of it's great. But Shedeur led the pack in touchdown passes,
and I believe he looked really good in the red zone.
Yeah, well, if he only threw 9 passes and a couple, he was really good in the red. The one throw in the red zone I saw, I was like, oh, whoa, he's over under layered throw, drop that in there. I'm like, okay, he's got it. And a lot of people think he's one of the more accurate quarterbacks to enter the draft in the last 5 years. And there were a couple clips I saw that showed it. I'm like, okay, Shedeur.
Yeah, I think, if you just look at Shedeur, the quarterback, like on the field production in college, the thing that bothered people about Shedeur is how often he played out of structure.
Correct.
And a lot of that had to do with like the fact that Colorado had like me blocking for them on the offensive line.
Mm-hmm. And I thought he tried to hunt hero ball a little bit much.
Yeah, and so that doesn't work in the NFL. Like, not ever. Unless you're Patrick Mahomes.
And even then...
But even he will take the check down and get rid of the football. But, if he can play... When he plays within structure, like, he's a talented quarterback. I said it on Tuesday night. He's the most talented quarterback in that room. Correct. So, I saw a video of Joe Flacco. Like, he still throws a great ball. Still has a good arm.
He looks how you would want a vet to look.
Yeah. So, I think Joe Flacco is definitely going to be on this team. For sure.
So who's the odd man out, I guess?
It's Kenny Pickett to me. I just.
And I don't want to overreact, but like think about it. Like he's the one that is in no parts is a part of your long-term future. Like he's the one in no parts is it, right?
Let me ask you this question.
Ask.
Do you think Kenny Pickett would have signed here if he knew that they were going to sign Joe Flacco and draft 2 quarterbacks in the draft?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
No.
He'd have a better shot being the starting quarterback in Cleveland. I mean, in Pittsburgh, excuse me.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, it's just one of these things where you wonder why there's a lot of things you just don't understand why what the Browns did.
Well, and to kind of focus on like how this is going to go. Now that this is all out in the public and we're going to get to see a lot of these practices, I feel like the coaching staff is going to have to make a tricky choice, right? Because if they like Dillon Gabriel and Dillon Gabriel was, working out with the twos, if he goes out there and struggles at all, you're going to hear the boo birds and they're going to want to see Shedeur and vice versa.
Well, to be honest with you, when it comes down to it, I think there's going to be two camps in the Browns fan base. There's the Shedeur camp, and then there's the Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett camp. I don't think most Browns fans really love Dillon Gabriel, to be quite frank.
No, because I think the Browns fans that have watched Dillon Gabriel probably have a lasting image of him getting punked in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, and it's also he just doesn't. Nothing excites you about him.
No, like everybody else has like a quote unquote exceptional trait, you would think, right? Like Shedeur has what we think is like exceptional accuracy. I mean, even Kenny Pickett is like such a plus athlete. And nobody likes Kenny Pickett either, just to be there, to be fair and square.
Yeah, I mean,
and then with Joe Flacco, big arm, has won before, like a proven commodity, and he was here, and the offense was fun to watch when he was here. With Dillon Gabriel, it's like, we don't think you're fun. We don't think you're funny. We think you're short. And you do nothing for us. And so I think he's going to have the most haters to pair up with like the neutral fans. Because I don't think there's any like Dillon Gabriel fans. I think there's neutral fans that just want to trust and believe in the Browns. And I think that group of people might hate him less.
Yeah, I think it's one of these things where like the majority of the fan base likes Shedeur. They wanted Shedeur from the beginning, before the draft even started. Like the Shedeur. There's more Shedeur fans than there are non-fans.
Yes.
And so I think you're going to want to see, and I think we're going to see him. When it's all said and done, I would be surprised if he doesn't start a lot of the season.
I mean, and his fan base just like also like transcends things. And when the season's also up in arms and up in flames, sell merch, sell tickets, get people in the stands. Like people will come to watch Shedeur.
Hell yeah, they will.
So, and the Haslam's of business mind are aware of that.
Browns fans will come and watch just about anything.
Yeah, but especially that.
Yeah. So, we'll see. We should probably talk about Myles Garrett.
Yep. Thoughts?
Yawn. He's not a quarterback. I'm sorry, but like, listen, if you're a fan and you're expecting Myles Garrett to be a leader on this team, you're just going to be disappointed. Have you ever seen a leader come from a defensive end? Like the man gets paid to sack the quarterback.
Yeah, I guess like you're asking the wrong person, right? Because like Michael Strahan was leader of my team. Justin Tuck was leader of my other team, So 2. You just named 2. Well, yeah, because I'm like I root for the Giants. So like
okay,
other than those 2, probably not.
Exactly. Like he's a mercenary. He's an assassin. Like his job is to just go get the quarterback.
Like he's not from Ohio.
And if Myles Garrett goes out there and gets 14, 15 sacks again, who cares? Why does he need to? He doesn't even need to be there. You know who else isn't there? Joel Bitonio, Wyatt Teller, Jack Conklin.
Can I push back just a little bit? And not that I disagree with you too much, but can I push back just a little bit? Myles Garrett and the Browns almost had a really public, nasty divorce. Then Myles Garrett became the highest paid player on the team. And that seemingly went away, even though we know the stuff he was saying about when to win are probably true, but he took the money over that. I'm not saying that I take too much issue with him being in Japan, but by posting it and the time he posted it for someone who we just made the richest on our team and had to essentially embarrass ourselves to get them to want to buy in, I would hope that he doesn't open this up to embarrass us and doesn't open this up to be a topic just because he wanted to post that he was in Japan during the first week of voluntary OTAs. Like, he opened himself up for this to be a topic of some kind, and he knows better or should know better. Is it a huge issue? No, but Myles Garrett, you have now made yourself a discussion point, and you know exactly what you're doing.
I mean, there's definitely some truth to that and some fair points to that. I just, and the thing that I find more disappointing with what you're more is like, he's not even here to answer any questions. Like,
right. So now people are having to answer questions about you. Sure. And you are in Japan. Like, I get a lot of guys skip voluntary OTAs, want to get their body rights. And a lot of times they get their body rights at the top labs over here in the United States. Not saying there's not that in Japan, but optically, you try to break up with us publicly. We almost had a really nasty divorce. To avoid the divorce, I made you the highest paid in our franchise's history. Please don't post with other girls on my birthday. That's all I'm asking.
Well, he is with his girl.
Okay.
And she is good for him.
I'm not asking, like, there's people, whatever. I'm not even going to go there. Shout out Myles Garrett.
I like I said, I hear what you're saying, and like, that's a fair argument, but to me, it's just like, only in Cleveland is this a big deal. Like, I'm sorry, but if we were a good, well-run franchise and had won a bunch of Super Bowls and like were the Patriots or the Chiefs, like, nobody would care.
Yeah, that's fair. And at least it's not Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, he could be doing a lot of other bad shit. He's just out there in Japan supporting his woman.
Yeah, and also just real quick, something about like big buff guys holding cameras, I don't like. Like, leave something for us.
Yeah,
and I know you can't even click the buttons.
Yeah, I just Myles Garrett has always
beat to his own drum.
And like, that's not going to change. I don't understand. I just like,
it's just corny.
You know what it is, man? This is, again, Cleveland media having nothing to talk about.
No, it's funny because they have stuff to talk about, though. Like, literally, we had the quarterback today.
It's funny because our own media doesn't even like talking about the Guardians. They don't even they don't like talking about the Guardians.
ESPN Cleveland will not talk about the Guardians.
They just don't know how to.
Mm-mm.
They don't. And then it's like, and then what happens is September rolls around and the Guardians are good. And they're like, oh, I love this guy. Like, we've been talking about this dude for 6 months. Where you been?
The Browns are the most chaotic franchise and most entertaining. But in terms of like fascinating, the Guardians are the most fascinating Cleveland franchise.
Well, they're the most well-run franchise.
I'm saying, like, in the storylines this year, and I guess we could pivot to that. The storylines this year are super fascinating. We now have a situation where this team is a playoff team. They have Hosey in his prime, who has been steady Freddy. And honestly, on my AL MVP ladder, is second or third. I don't know if you agree with that, but he's second or third on my AL MVP ladder.
Yeah, very distant second. Like, the most distant. Like,
yeah. So
whole different like.
Well, it'll be cool when he finishes second. I have Judge 1, Witt 2, him 3, and then Goldschmidt 4.
Sure.
That's the top 4. Big gap between 1 and 2. Doesn't matter. One of the best in the sport. You also have a case of Carlos Santana has been swinging the bat really well.
Heating up.
The pitching factory feels like.
I just want to just pause right there on every Guardians fan that gave up on Carlos Santana. You showed your ass, because this is what Carlos Santana has been doing for 15 years. He starts slow. He started slow his entire career. So you showed your ass by showing that you just don't pay attention. You haven't never paid attention.
It's like the first month of the season is his spring training.
Correct.
So let me get my timing right.
And he's also from the islands. It's cold.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like that shit?
Do you like his shorts? I mean, his pants?
No. I don't know what that is.
I think it's kind of cool.
I don't know.
I think it would be cooler if he wasn't like an old player, you know? Like, look, if Acuna did that, oh my God, people would talk about how cool Acuna's drip is. But anyway, back to the Guardians.
Yeah.
There's a lot of minor league grumblings right now. It looked like Quan hurt himself on a swing. Rumors are about him to the IL. CJ Kayfus cannot stop hitting down there in AAA. Obviously, your favorite, your boy, Mr. Made of Glass himself. Say his name 3 times and he gets hurt.
Everybody knows that was sarcasm on Chris.
Oh, yeah. Chase the Lauder. Tyler doesn't like him. Well, he likes him. He just doesn't want to rely on him because he keeps getting hurt to the point where we can't even give you a full rehab assignment. We got to get you to AAA and then get you up here before you get hurt again because we don't know when it's coming.
Yes. Let's clarify this right now. I like Chase the Lauder.
Yeah. I'm
just not putting my eggs in that basket because you can't. So until I see it, I don't really. What's to talk about when it comes to Chase the Lauder? However, we all know that the Guardians love to manipulate service time and starting clocks and whatnot, but I don't think they have a choice now.
I don't think they do.
With Steven, if Steven Kwan is out and he has to go to the IL, they need to do something because I think we're finding our center fielder of the future. And when the combination of Lane Thomas, Nolan Jones, and John Kensey Noel, you can't have it. Like those.
And I think Lane Thomas is heading to the IL too.
He should just stay there. Because you were wrong about Noel, and I was wrong when I said that Lane Thomas is a pro. Like, he can only hit like one pitch.
Yeah.
In one location. Middle down is the only pitch that guy can hit.
Yeah, his heat map is disgusting.
And so, I know Nolan Jones had 3 hits against the Dodgers, and
it's just enough to rope you back in. That's the issue with Nolan Jones.
He's not roping me back in.
Well, he's not roping you, but he's roped a lot of people back in.
I bet he has.
So now, look, right field is a black hole. We've talked about it. The right field production has not been enough. Now you have your left fielder also hurt. So you've got 2 outfield spots to fill. Angel Martinez,
not to mention your second or third best hitter.
Yeah, second or third best hitter, no, 100%. And Quan going to the IL. It's got to be now. I do wonder because a lot of people want Angel Martinez to play second. I'm okay with him in center field and having him figure it out. I like him in center field. He's going to make some of the young guy mistakes, but he's just like a different flavor of athlete out there that's athletic enough to like at least do it.
The problem is you can't play DeLauder or Kayfus in center field.
No, you definitely can't play Kayfus there. DeLauder will get hurt.
And Schneemann is just not the same athlete that Martinez is.
Right. I think it's more important to have a valuable athlete in center than it is at second.
Correct. So play Martinez in center, and then you can have DeLauder and Kayfus play left field and right field. Like if you can play right, you can play left. Mm-hmm. That's my belief. If you can play in a corner, you can play in a corner.
Right, and left field's easier to play than right field.
Correct. So play Kayfus in left.
Because he's the newest of the outfielders.
Correct. Now, the issue you're going to run into is I know Martinez is a switch hitter. Jose Ramirez is a switch hitter. Carlos Santana is a switch hitter. And then your right-handed hitters are Gabe Arias. And that's it. If you go with a lineup, you could Kayfus and DeLauder, and then you have Schneemann playing second and Bo Naylor. That's a lot of left-handed hitters, man.
It is, but with the switch hitters, like that doesn't really worry me.
Yeah, but like, how do you space them out then? You got to space them out. And I want Angel Martinez hitting. Well, shit, if Kwan's out, who's hitting leadoff?
I've seen the theory that Manzardo at leadoff makes a lot of sense. And then you go to the more new age style of baseball rather than the old age style of baseball. Because I don't know if you noticed, but over the last, 5 or 6 years, guys have been putting their power hitters to hit leadoff.
Well, I'm not putting Manzardo leadoff. I'm putting Carlos Santana leadoff. I've seen that before.
Okay.
And he's hit leadoff before, and he's okay with doing it.
And he's getting really hot, too, right now.
Right. So, but the problem is then you do Santana, Martinez, Ramirez. There's your 3 switch hitters right there.
Well, why wouldn't you go Manzardo, too?
Because I want Angel Martinez to get a lot of at-bats.
Okay. Well, you just can't have them all together.
I understand that. But either way, I mean, no matter how you slice it, okay, so you go Santana, Manzardo, Ramirez. Who?
Arias?
Arias in the 4-hole? I mean, I'm not going to – I believe in staggering lineups based on right-handed, left-handed to a certain degree. But I'm not sacrificing – I'm not basing my – I mean –
Yeah, I can be the prisoner of it. See, with the Yankees, we're prisoners of it. Like, we go left, right, all the way through.
I'm playing but you can do that, though, because your lineup is deeper than ours.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting – and, I know Arias is coming back to earth a little bit.
Yes, I mean, here's the thing. When there's more data on somebody, people know what pitches not to throw them. And so it's like your next adjustment.
Yeah, he's going to make his next adjustment. But, it's just one of these things where you got to figure out, it's talking about lineup. I don't never, ever want to see Bo Naylor hitting second ever again. Hell no. That was a disaster.
I like Bo Naylor when he's at the bottom of the lineup and he surprises me. I don't like Bo Naylor when it's at the top of the lineup and I need him and I got to count on him. Right. Yeah.
So the whole Cave Stellato thing is they're going to have to think about that because they're both, but Nolan Jones is also a left-hand hitter. So, it is what it is. And Will Wilson's just he's not really moving the needle for me. It's just not really doing it for me.
I mean, Kafis do you want to accelerate and get Kafis up now, though?
Yes. Just pull the Band-Aid off, man.
Okay.
Don't even think about bringing Jonathan Rodriguez up. I don't need that.
Yeah, we don't need that experience.
I know he's only had 36 MLB at-bats. But it was the most uninspiring 36 at-bats I ever did see.
No, you can't do
see 36 at-bats for CJ Kafis than Jonathan Rodriguez.
100%. And CJ Kafis has a really interesting profile, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I just if Kwan is going to the IL, man, they're gonna have to do something fast.
I mean, would that push them to make a trade, or are you giving up on that entirely?
No, they're not making a trade right now. I just don't know what they do because to me, the trade bait is Lane Thomas, but he's hurt. Because I'm only Guardians, the Guardians trade players that are not part of their future. So as far as I'm concerned, Nolan Jones and Lane Thomas are not a part of the future.
Yeah.
And the longer this extension with Kwan doesn't get done, the worse I feel about it. So, they're kind of stuck, man. And I don't know what they're waiting for with John Kenzie Noel. If they think that he has any sort of future, he needs to go play.
Yeah.
Every day and just go get at bats every day in Columbus.
Dude, CJ Kafis is better than I think everybody in Cleveland that's up right now in AAA. You know what his OPS is?
Isn't it 900?
990. He's almost touching 1,000 with it, dude. He's hitting over 330 and on base percentage over at 430 and the slugging at 561. Pull him up right now. His WRC plus in AAA right now is 148, bringing down his WRC plus for the year down to 175, which is absurd.
I don't know what they're waiting for.
It's time, dude, because he's not swinging and missing.
I don't know. I just don't know how much. It's not, if you're waiting for it to get better, it's not going to get better than that.
It's not going to get better unless you're doing the thing where you're waiting for minor league pitchers to figure him out and then see if he can adjust. But at that point, just do it in the majors.
I don't know, man. I was excited to see them bring up Andrew Walters because, boy, he is nasty.
He looked nasty, man. They put him into a spot against the Dodgers, and he dealt with them, man. He dealt with them.
I mean, here's the thing. If you, like, I'm sorry, but the more, like, let me ask you this. What's a common reliever in today's game? Like, your average reliever.
Like, average reliever stats or average reliever?
Like, their stuff. They're like, what, 94 to 95?
Yeah, like 94 with like a secondary pitch that's exceptional.
Okay. So we have Jacob Junis, who is less than average when it comes to stuff. And then Matt Festa, also less than average when it comes to stuff, but he's doing all right. I mean, Matt Festa has 11 appearances, 12 and a third innings, a whip under 1, 10 strikeouts, 3 walks. So he's doing okay, but like,
I'm gonna say that walk ratio you'll take.
But he, like, the Jacob Junis thing is confusing me. Like, if you can just have as many above average arm guys as possible, I don't necessarily believe in like having different looks in the bullpen. Like, just give me the freak shows.
Yeah.
It's like Major League bullpens should be like pass rushers in football. Just give me all the freaks. Don't even think about it. Just give me freak athletes.
Do you want to know how bad Junis is?
I don't need you to tell me. I got 2 eyes and a brain.
He's in the bottom 5% of xERA, expected batting average. His bottom 7% in fastball velo.
He's just regular, man. His stuff is just regular.
No, he's worse than regular.
So it's just, to me, it's like, so you bring up Andrew Walters. You know, there's also, you know, Franco Alman, which I'll break down myself on another video.
Yeah.
But like, he's 98 with a 90-mile-an-hour slider. Can you ever have too many of those guys?
Nope.
Is there ever too many of those?
Those guys get swing and misses, man.
And so, like, if you have more guys that are nasty like that, you don't need to throw Hunter Gaddis 2 innings. You don't need a Cade Smith to pitch every day. You don't need that. There's only one guy in a bullpen that should be available every day, almost every day. And that's your closer. But like the rest of them, you know, you don't need to bring, if you got multiple dudes that just are different, like they're like different in the sense of like they're just nasty. You don't need to bring in Cade Smith in the 5th inning.
Dude, I like Kobe Allard too, by the way.
We'll see.
I like him.
He was competitive. He pitched.
He got thrown into the fire and he fucking attacked the Dodgers.
He did.
He attacked them.
No doubt about it. I'm saying I want to see more.
He's a relief pitcher, though, is what I'm saying. Like, he's a better relief arm than Junis.
I just want to see more of him. I've only seen him once. Like, it's hard to say. I want to see more of him.
No, I know. I mean, he doesn't pitch a ton of innings, and
I know people are frustrated with Tim Herron, and I am too. But like, I'm just not going to turn away a 6'5" left-handed pitcher that throws 95 from a different arm angle, and he has like a lot of talent. Like, I'm not going to run that out of town yet. I know we're frustrated and he's kind of doesn't have his command that he had last year, but like, that's a big boy. And it's and to be honest with you, the guy that we're really missing is Sabowski. Eric's about the lefty.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's good. I think he's really good.
That's where, Colby's supposed to be the lefty.
Well,
we'll see if he
it's
sticks.
honestly, it's more Sam Hench's that they're really missing. He's like 6'7", throws like 97, but he's out for the entire year.
Yeah.
That's their lefty, true lefty specialist.
Lefty gun.
Yeah. So, no, I think, it's funny is like, I don't know if we saw this, but Chris Rose said that the AL East and the AL Central are already wrapped up.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that because the timing of it felt really crazy.
Bizarre. And Chris Rose is a Cleveland fan.
He's a Cleveland guy.
But like to say that after the Guardians just took 3 of 4 from the Tigers is interesting. Like I'm going to be the first to say that the Tigers right now are a better baseball team than the Guardians.
Mm-hmm.
They have a little bit more talent than we have. But we just took 3 of 4 from them. We played 37 innings against the Tigers. 37 innings in a row. You know how many innings they scored? The Tigers scored in?
How many?
5.
The whole series?
5 innings they scored.
Jeez.
Yeah.
They got shut down, dude. Mental edge Guardians over them, huh?
And like the comment return to me was, well, we're missing 2 of our hitters. We're missing 2 hitters. Like blah blah. Like if you watch the games, like blah 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 blah. And I was like, well, you scored in 5 innings out of 30. You put a run aboard on 5 innings of the 37.
Also, like,
and if you're going to talk about injuries,
yeah, what are you on?
We're missing our Cy Young Award winning pitcher.
Right.
We're missing David Fry. I mean, what are we? Injuries over the course of 162.
Someone's always hurt.
Not an excuse. And like, people get days off too. Like, I don't want to hear it. Nope. That's the lamest excuse I ever heard. Like, this is going to be. Do the Tigers have the ability to like run away from this division and hide? Absolutely.
I think Chris Rose likely said it because Detroit is 6 games up right now.
Yeah. And it didn't help that we played like the Dodgers right after.
Yes,
but the Guardians just took 4 of 7 games from the Tigers and the Dodgers. Like if we talked about the stretch they were going on, we were like, holy shit. This could get dangerous.
This could get ugly. No, this could get ugly.
And right now, they're holding their own. They played 2 games with. So after they got swept by the Reds, I was down bad. I was not happy about that. But like in their last 9 games against the Twins, the Tigers, and the Dodgers, they've won 5 of 9. And they're just staying afloat in what's one of the hardest stretches they have all season.
Yeah, it's just dicey because like the Tigers right now, they got Kansas City next, and then they get Chicago, the White Sox right afterwards.
No doubt. I mean, the Tigers, like, and right now when we go through our stretch, we just have to hold on.
Yeah,
but like
they've got to continue to put time between them. I don't know how you feel about the Royals, but they're right now 30 and 27, so they're not bad. But that'll be a good group of pitching battles. But if they get the White Sox for 4,
if you stopped the season today, the Cleveland Guardians would be the number 1 wild card team.
Yeah, because they have the tiebreaker over the Twins, right?
Yeah, I mean we're in the playoffs. Number 1,
yeah,
leading the wild card, not a problem.
Yeah, I mean it is going to be an uphill climb for you. It's going to be an uphill climb for you guys for the division, though. But not the. I think that Chris Rose would be a little bit dramatic.
For Chris Rose to say that it's over, it's just a very bizarre time. It's just very bizarre timing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know how else to say that. So, is 6 games a lot of games? Am I a little concerned? Sure, but like, again, Detroit's in their easy phase and we're in our difficult phase.
Yeah,
and then when it flips, like this is gonna go down. I think this is gonna be. We're gonna be in this division discussion for a long time. Now I could be wrong. Like the Tigers could run away. Like I said, they could get up.
They could run away. I just don't think it's over yet.
No, their pitching is good enough that if they get a big enough lead, that they can just kind of hide.
Yeah. Now,
didn't Job just get hurt? Like he's hurt?
I don't think Job is hurt. I think it's Olsen's hurt.
Oh. Well, either way.
Yeah, they got Reese Olsen is the other one. He's on the 15-day IL.
Yeah,
they don't have Job there yet, but maybe he is. But I thought he looked fine.
The Guards have the Angels.
Yeah,
coming up. They should. I mean, the Angels kind of took it to them to start the season, but I don't see. There's no reason why they shouldn't win that series.
Yeah, no Mike Trout.
No Mike Trout. We got Ortiz, Sassoni, and Williams. So advantage us.
Yep, and the Angels also strike out a lot. They just played the Yankees and had a tough time against us on the strikeout stuff.
I mean, then we got to go to New York to play the Yankees and face Rodon, Schmidt, and Fried, which is going to be tough.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sneak a win in a game in that 3-game series, and you got Houston at home and Cincinnati at home, where you got to kind of take care of business.
You got to sink your teeth in.
So, and then then they have Seattle, which is going to be tough. I mean, they got to go out west, but they got to play They get to play San Francisco and Oakland. Those two teams stink. I think.
Yeah, no. The Tigers just swept them. San Fran, and I think, yeah.
The A's are in last place in their division, and the Giants are similar to us. So, go out there and do the damn thing. I don't know.
Yeah, gotta take care of business. Want to switch gears one more time? Fox start time, not Fox, but Big Ten start times. You are a season ticket holder, or at least were one. I'm praying for you, good brother. Ohio State, Texas game officially announced to be at noon. No shocker there. The Grambling State game is at 3:30, and the OU game, Ohio University, is the Fox night game for Ohio State.
I've never seen this before. It's just amazing to me. Fox got the first 3 picks of this TV draft.
Yep.
They took Ohio State 3 times.
Yep,
so all 3 of Ohio State's marquee games this year will be at noon.
Yeah.
Which is just this.
A lot of people don't realize it's a draft.
Correct. So the thing that's tough, and clearly what it's showing you, is that Fox doesn't give a shit. They're going to eat all of this crow. They're going to eat all this slander. They don't care. And there's nothing Ohio State can really do about it. It's just a real shame that Fox they have the biggest gun in a gunfight, and they refuse to use it.
Everybody has pistols. Week 1, they've got a tank.
It's not even that. They have the biggest gun all the time.
Yeah, they do.
Nobody does numbers like Ohio State does numbers.
Nobody.
This game, Ohio State, Texas, I don't care what time you play it. It will have it'll be the most highly watched game of this. I'll make an argument that if it was at night, it would be the most watched game of the season.
I don't think anything will ever top that Ohio State Michigan game, though. That's the one.
I don't know, man. That Texas brand is also fucking huge.
No, I know.
I don't know that because now you have all of Texas watching, and now you have all the Ohio State fans. I mean, to me, this game is going to do 25 million views. Easily. I'd be shocked if it doesn't.
No, I mean, honestly.
What did the playoff game do?
I don't know. That's what I'm looking.
It's just if you're ESPN, Chris, you are the CEO of ESPN, and you're looking at Fox man, are you praying that they just don't try to go at night?
Absolutely. I mean, and now that they announced the start time, it's okay, there it is.
Now that ESPN is sitting in Bristol, Connecticut, laughing at Fox.
100%.
They're laughing. They're Fox is like the kid that has no idea how big and strong they are. They just don't. It's amazing to me. It really is
they could snap their fingers and shut the whole thing down is what I think.
And they have no idea what they're doing.
No.
They just and the worst part is there's no
there's no way to get through to them, because it's they keep being proved right, because oh look, this noon slot is working. We keep having the highest viewership. It's no, it's not working because of the time. It's working because of the team.
Correct.
And that's what we're missing.
And to me, when this deal is up in 2030, Ohio State better have the biggest say-so of all.
Yeah, no, for
And
sure.
to be honest with you, they should just tell Fox to fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
We're just not like, I'd rather see Ohio State just have their own network.
Like Texas did, the Longhorn Network.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, the Yankees do it. That's how they're able to pay everybody.
I mean, it's just, to me, why can't we get a deal with NBC?
Bro, did you see what NBC's first pick was?
No.
Oregon, Penn State, whiteout at night. 7:30.
Man. Good for
They
them.
immediately said we're gonna put the game at 7:30.
All the ESPN and NBC are laughing at Fox. They're laughing at them.
Yeah.
If you don't think that that's them announcing that game at 7:30, if you think that's not a shot at Fox, you're an idiot.
It came like 10 minutes after Fox announced their game time. It's like, oh yeah, people are mad at that. Let's throw this on top of it. Penn State, a whiteout game against Oregon, 7:30. Oh, and they just had stadium renovations done. Oh, it's gonna be so electric, dude.
I mean, do you think that Fox is even like if Ross Bjork even called up the CEO of Fox, be like, what are you guys doing? Do you think they're taking that phone call?
No, they don't give a shit. Their stance is you did the deal. Don't be mad at us for upholding it.
You know what? I'm not even surprised. This is the same TV network that still employs Joy Taylor.
Yeah, dude. Did you see her take about Aaron Rodgers?
Exactly. Aaron Rodgers is not even on the team.
Yeah, dude. That shit was fraud.
This is the same network that gave Skip Bayless a boatload of money.
Mm-hmm. I think they gave him just under $100 million.
This is the same network that employs Emmanuel Acho. Like, what are we talking about, bro?
Yeah. Nah, it's real.
And like, as much as I think Nick Wright is like kind of has good takes,
I think Nick Wright's really good.
But like,
but that haircut pisses me off.
Yeah, bro. Come on. What are we like?
Yeah.
Like, what's Fox's biggest, like, who's Fox's biggest star? Colin Cowherd?
Yep, he's their biggest gun.
But like,
he's crazy good though. Like, I know Cleveland people hate him, but Colin's really
I don't
good.
mind. I think Colin Cowherd, I think there was a period, a window of time where Colin Cowherd got caught not writing his own stuff.
Oh yeah, no, he's got a team of writers.
Right. But I think he got caught a few times and he had to I think he probably had to get himself more involved than he wanted to.
Yeah, he definitely fired.
There was a few times where he said some shit where you're like, what?
Yeah. The LeBron shit.
The Ben Simmons take.
Yeah. Ooh. LeBron.
That is one of the coldest takes ever.
LeBron, we're good.
What's the worst take? The Skip Bayless, Johnny Manziel take in Cleveland, or the Ben Simmons take from Colin Cowherd?
The Johnny Manziel take.
100%. I agree.
The Johnny Manziel take was way worse.
He's going to be Skip Bayless said Johnny Manziel is going to be a bigger star at Cleveland than LeBron.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, LeBron James is his actual own economy.
Literally. He said that Cleveland would forget about LeBron because Johnny Manziel. Yeah. That is the worst take of all time. I'll put that bad take up against anything.
Yeah, anything. So it's just, this whole, I don't know, man. The only thing that Ohio State can do is just keep winning. There's nothing else.
Just win because the playoffs are at night, baby.
Yeah, there's plenty of opportunities to play at night, and it's just one of these things where I don't know. I don't think there's any way, if Ohio State holds the weight that I think they do in the Big Ten with the Big Ten brass,
this won't slide again.
No. In fact, they should go to the Big Ten and be like, anybody but Fox.
I mean, literally what they should do is like, hey, look, like, if you guys want us to tell the Big Ten never to sign with you again, then keep putting us on at noon.
Yeah.
Like, it's time for you to start helping us out, because when it's time to renegotiate, we are not going to renegotiate with you when we've played more than 3 times the noon games as everybody else. And now it's offering a competitive disadvantage.
Yeah, it's a very simple, like, no matter how much money you're willing to throw at us, we will not re-sign this contract. We will not re-sign with you unless you stop doing this.
Yeah.
That's I don't know if they've gone that route, but that's a great way to put it. Like,
that's the way I would go. It's like, you want me to keep doing this? We have to renegotiate. This is not a forever deal. We have to renegotiate. Don't piss me off before we get there. And I'm already pissed.
Because we'll leave you so high and dry, you'll be stuck doing Big 12 games and nobody gives a shit.
Yeah. Congrats. TCU, Colorado at noon. There's your big fucking noon kickoff.
Yeah. What a fall from grace that would be, bro.
Yeah.
You have Ohio State on a million times and you get cut off and you got to go do fucking Colorado, Texas Tech.
Yep. Congrats. Iowa State, Kansas, big noon kickoff.
Do you know what happens if you lose the Big Ten? You know who also leaves? Urban Meyer leaves.
Oh.
Mark Ingram leaves.
Oh.
Brady Quinn leaves. They all leave. And you think Urban Meyer's flying around the country in Big 12 country to go pregame show for the Colorado?
You will never see Reggie Bush at an Iowa State, Kansas State game. Never.
Not ever.
So there it is.
What I did have a question for you about Ohio State.
What you got?
There's a lot of discussion about Quincy Porter and Mylan Graham. Do we finally get to see a few more receivers? Because I don't think we do. I think we're going to see the same guys.
The answer is no, good brother.
So quit asking.
We had Chris, Garrett, JSN, Emeka, and Marv all in the same room. They were never on the field together.
It's just, to me, I think it's like, is anybody going to play the Brandon Inniss role where they got to play, like 10 meaningful snaps a game?
I mean, maybe.
Brandon Inniss was getting snaps in the Natty. He caught a pass in the Natty.
Yeah, I think Brandon Inniss was what JSN was in 2020.
Okay.
I think that's what he was.
So do you think Mylan Graham can do that?
I don't. Because then the year after, when JSN was starting in the slot, did we see anybody?
No. We
didn't see not one soul.
And my other question is,
but Quincy's a monster, though. I've talked to a couple people. He is DB's least favorite to guard. Because even if the ball's not going his way, he's going to put you're going to end up on the ground as a DB. Like, he's going to put the hands on you.
So he's like a physical Marv.
He is, if you put George Pickens' brain in Marv's body.
That's a scary player, bro.
Yeah.
That's petrifying.
Yeah.
That's really scary, actually. I mean, yeah, I think.
It's like Igmanosin, but make him a receiver.
So here's my other thing: is that we both agree that the slot gets more attention in the Ryan Day offense,
right?
Well, do you think we should see some Carnell mixed in that slot to get him some more touches?
I would love to see Carnell. I love a good big slot receiver, bro. Like, I think it works.
Yeah, like I think they're gonna have to move Jeremiah around.
Yeah,
you can't just line him up at the X because like he's gonna get bracketed.
You gotta make it difficult to bracket him.
I'm not an X's and O like football guy, like in depth. Like I know what I'm watching, but like, is it harder to bracket a receiver when he's in the slot?
Yeah, in theory,
because like Marv against like Ryan was in his bag against Penn State a couple years back with Marv. He was moving Marv all over the place.
Well, part of that was CJ Stroud was moving Marv around.
Well, no, this was with Kyle McCord.
Oh, then yeah, that was Ryan.
Because he was like moving Marv all over the place to make sure that Marv got the ball.
Yep, that's right.
Because I think Ryan's going to have to do that with Jeremiah.
He did that with JSN. JSN got lined up in the backfield and ran a V route to get open.
Yeah. So it's just like, I want to see Carnell. Like, Carnell is like, if Carnell didn't play the Z, like he would be if Jeremiah wasn't here, Carnell would be our X.
Yeah. Marv said he was ahead of where he was as a freshman when he was a freshman.
So I just think, who do you think's a better athlete, Carnell or Brant or BI?
I think BI is a better athlete, but I value short area quickness more than I value long speed.
Yeah. I don't know. I
also
just
optically, Bi does not look like as good of an athlete as Carnell, because Carnell looks
I
like a
agree.
long strider.
I just think if you're gonna play the 3, if you're only gonna play 3, which is they are, like let's have some variety. Then do the variety that way.
Yeah. Well, that's the variety, and I would love to see Carnell in the slot.
Yeah, just do something different and move him around a little bit. Do you think? Here's my other question for you. Who do you think has more catches? Bi, Carnell, or Max Clare?
I think Bi leads him, Claire second, Carnell third.
Damn, that sucks for Carnell, bro. I want Carnell to like get the attention that he deserves.
I do too, because I think he's a great player. I also just.
But why? Here's my question: is why can't he have the same type of season Chris Olave had?
Chris Olave was also third on the team in catches.
But he was like
he had the big numbers, but he didn't have 1,000 yards.
I'm not saying that I need Carnell to have 1,000 yards, but I want him to have the same impact that Chris Olave had.
I mean, he could. I don't think he's that fast, but no, I mean, honestly, like I think I'd be smart to peg him down for like 700 yards.
But the more I think about what I'm saying, like the reason why Chris Olave had the impact that he had is because CJ Stroud was throwing the ball over the fucking field.
Right. And there was so much yards per catch too with him.
Yeah.
It's like down the field.
And unfortunately, like, we're going to discuss, I'm sure we're going to discuss Julian Sayin quite a bit.
Yeah.
But Julian Sayin is not going to be CJ Stroud.
He's not.
So it is what it is. We'll see.
Yeah. Do you ever hear me out?
I do.
I have one too.
Okay. I'll go first.
Okay.
The goated hostess snack is the oatmeal cream pie.
Ooh, okay.
It clears zebra cakes. It clears the random the brownie thing with the big sprinkles on it. I don't even know what those are called. It clears Twinkies.
I was gonna ask about Twinkies. Okay,
to me, it's not too sweet. Like zebra cakes is just straight sugar. Like
yeah, bro,
it's just sugar square. But to me, and like to go a step further, the double decker oatmeal cream pie, the Little Debbie double deckers.
That's some big bag shit if I ever heard it, bro. We do not need a fucking double decker oatmeal cream pie. Like I was with you.
Have you ever had a double decker?
Yeah, bro. I've seen some of my bigger friends have those. Fuck no, dude. Absolutely not. Like I hear you. I got it. But at some point, like enough's got to be enough, right? Like just because something's good doesn't mean you have to like put more than something in it. Like at some point, just give it a break. Like when went to the triple cheeseburger, like my brother in Christ, the burger's good. Stop it. My brother in Christ, oatmeal cream pies are good. Stop putting more cream in it. Have some restraint, bro. Like I hear you. Like I don't even want to co-sign this because I feel like I'm enabling it. But bro, if I see you bring a double decker oatmeal cream pie anywhere near me, I am picking that thing up and I'm using my entire arm to throw it as far as possible at the risk of my UCL. Get that shit out of my face. Oatmeal cream pies are really good, but the second, when did we start double decking things?
I don't know. I saw it in the gas station like 3 months ago, and I was like, "Whoa!" So I tried it. I'm not gonna lie, I tried it. It's good. It plays.
It probably does play. I'll never bring it over here. I'm not doing it, bro.
But do you have a better? Do you think there's a better host?
No, that's probably. I mean, because here's the thing: you can eat that. It's versatile. You can bring that to a party and not feel like a cheap bastard, and I don't know why. I can't explain it. Like if someone brings Twinkies to a party, I'm looking at you like this fucking Twinkie himself. You are what you eat.
I feel like a Twinkie is a real fat guy thing to eat.
Yeah, bro.
Like It's kind of really fat. Like
what even is a Twinkie?
It's just cake with cream inside of it.
At some point, we lost our way. Send the flood one more time, because why? People that eat Twinkies alone are scary.
Not to mention, like you can go to a state fair and get a deep fried Twinkie.
Yeah, that's jail time. That's jail time. That's jail time.
Bro, I can't wait. I like going to a state fair. I go to one state fair a year just for the people watching. Like the people watching is insane at a state fair.
People watching is cool. You ever footstep watched? You ever seen a footprint on the ground and try to match it with someone who walked by? Because that's the real puzzle.
You're a sicko for that.
I'm just saying, bro. You get some big ones, dude. But no, dude, if you order a deep fried Twinkie, I'm just gonna. That should come with health insurance.
A deductible and everything.
Yeah, like all of it. Because literally, like if I'm running this place and you order a deep fried Twinkie, it's like instead of a tip being left on the thing, you have to like sign to accept that you just lost 3 years of your life.
Oh man, chocolate covered Oreos.
No,
dude, chocolate covered Oreos are good. I don't care what you say.
No, y'all are just doing too much, bro. Y'all just want. Here's the issue. This is where America lost their way. Everybody just wants to dip desserts in chocolate, and everybody wants to just stick other things and wrap them in bacon. Get a grip. The world is more than just bacon and chocolate. Anyway, mine is the people that are coffee snobs are not real people. Like, you don't actually exist. Is there good coffee and bad coffee? Yeah. But if I have to hear someone explain to me about the notes in their coffee.
The what?
The notes in their coffee.
What the fuck is a note in coffee?
You've never seen like, this is hazelnut, this is this is that. That shit's all the same. Only thing that changes with coffee when you get different flavors is the smell. All coffee is the same if it's black.
I agree. 100% agree.
Like, coffee smells better than it tastes. So people that say they like the taste of coffee, they're fried. The only time you can ever be like, oh, that's shitty coffee, is when you go to work and it's Folgers. And really, the shittiness is that you hate your job, not that you hate the coffee.
Yeah, I just put vanilla cream in my vanilla creamer in my coffee.
Yes,
that's that. But like, people that drink black coffee, I feel like people that drink black coffee to tell people they drink black coffee.
And it's a sign. It's a cry for help. I hate my wife, or I hate my husband. Yeah. I drink black coffee too. I hate coffee though. And I drink it, and I'll tell people, I drink it just for the caffeine.
You don't put any creamer in it or anything like that?
Not because I like it like that, bro. I got cussed out one time for having too much creamer in my coffee, and it just stuck with me. And then, like, at work, I always feel weird because, like, I don't know whose creamer is what, because I work in like a community space. So, like, if there's a lot of people upstairs, and I open the fridge and I don't want to grab somebody's creamer in front of them. So that's more just like laziness. But I try to drink tea, not coffee.
What's worse, the people that drink black coffee, or the people that used to drink like the old school Monsters?
Dude, people that drink old school Monsters, 35% of them are in prison right now for something. The old school Monsters, dude, that's literally like you're dipping a can in some radioactive stuff and saying like down the hatch.
It's like radioactive cocaine.
Yeah, that's what Stefan Diggs was drinking on the boat.
Yeah, like I think energy drinks taste like ass. Straight gasoline.
Dude, I like Red Bull.
Can't do it. Never was for me.
When I'm feeling really unhinged, in the morning, I will have a Red Bull and a slice of gas station pizza.
Chris, what? What?
But it only like once a month. And whenever I do
once a month, it should be more like once a life.
And I don't want to say why I do it. I do it when I forget to charge my car and I gotta charge it at the gas station, which optically is bizarre.
I can honestly say that I've never had like gas station food.
When you do it, Tyler, you have to decide how important the rest of the day is to you. Because boy, it can go one of two ways. You could feel like absolute shit, or you could feel like invincible.
Sheets does not count either. Sheets does not count as gas station food.
Dude, my brother got sheets the other day. My little brother and I just gave him my car. Right, I let him order, just bring me the receipt. I said, just get something for everybody for breakfast. You know what he got?
What?
Got 4 hot dogs with a slice of American cheese on each of them and ketchup and mustard.
Get us out of here. I'm done. Nope.
I'm Chris. That's Tyler.
Peace.
Don't have sheets for breakfast. Peace.